Hi friends, let's talk about fear. Fear is a very strong emotion. It's a driving force of our life. It's a protective mechanism. It also helps us create order in society. That's why it's really important to take the fear in a positive way, meaning understand the message the fear is giving you in that specific situation instead of being led by the emotion itself. Today, let's talk about some of the causes that create this kind of negative fear and how we can manage them. Before that, please click the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you won't miss any future videos. Number one cause is constructing a narrow vision for our life. What do I mean by that? If I ask you a question, what is your idea of happy, fulfilled, an ideal life? And the things that pops up in your head instantly are few material achievements, fame, fortune, financial security, attention, appreciation, being with people you like, being with the person you love, etc., etc. So we create this life for ourselves in our head that includes all these factors. If we think about it, all these factors are mostly not in our control. They are external factors. Attention, fame, fortune, being with the person whom you like, material possessions, etc. They are not always in 100% in our control. And unfortunately, we build the vision for our life based on these factors. And we think and believe that we'll be happy, we'll be fulfilled once we achieve, once we reach this vision, once we bring this ideal life that is inside our head into reality. Until then, we'll just have to struggle. We'll just have to fight for these things. And we work really hard for those promotions. We work hard for financial security. We feel really sad if we didn't get attention, etc. These emotions pops up only because we have this idea that we'll only be happy once we achieve, once we develop this, once we bring this vision into reality. And that itself causes fear. The fear that I may or may not bring this into reality. So we'll always have this self-doubt. Why? Because the foundation of that vision that you created in your head is based on factors that are not in your 100% control. Think about it. This is number one reason for the negative type of fear. Cause number two is developing inflexible desires. I must be something to be happy, to be worthy. Hence, I'm afraid I will not be that something. I must be an engineer. Hence, I'm afraid I may not be an engineer. I must be a doctor. Hence, I'm afraid I may not be a doctor. I must get that promotion. Hence, I'm afraid I may not get that promotion. I must have that car. Hence, I'm afraid I may not get that car. I must have that house. Hence, I'm afraid I may not get that house. So these inflexible desires that create a fear will begin to live in the fear of not getting what we want in our life. And if you think about it, all these desires are again not in our 100% control. I must be with someone to be happy, with a specific person to be fulfilled. Hence, I'm afraid I may not get that person. And that causes depression, that causes stress, and that sometimes may even make us feel worthless. That is the idea we put in our head. I must be a doctor, otherwise I'm worthless. There's no point. I must be with someone, otherwise it's worthless. There's no point to my life. And that eventually leads to suicidal thoughts as well. This idea of inflexible desires, idea of I must be, is one of the major causes of developing negative type of fear and insecurity in our life. Cause number 3, unable to understand and accept the fact that pleasures and pains are temporary. Every pleasure that we experience in life is temporary. It is going to end. There's no need to be afraid of that. And every pain that we are in is also going to end. So we don't have to afraid of the challenges, of the pain that will come in our life as well. So when we are in a very happy situation, we must understand and accept that this situation, this time is gonna end at one point. So I have to say goodbye to that pleasure. And if I cling to that pleasure and being afraid of letting it go, that's what we usually do. Imagine you went to a nice weekend trip. At the end of the trip, we develop this fear and insecurity of going back to the routine life. That is because we cling to this temporary pleasure and we don't want to let it go. But it's a natural course of action. Pleasures are going to end. Pain is going to, you can't avoid pain. There's no way we can avoid pain. And pain is also temporary. Once we understand it, we won't be living in fear. So what is the solution for these causes? Number 1, instead of constructing a life based on the material achievements, based on the things that are not in our control, we should make values foundation for our life. Values like patience, perseverance, determination, confidence, compassion, love, care, empathy, sympathy, honesty, truth. All these values must become a foundation for our life. Now we are living our life based on the values. That itself develops self-worth, self-care, self-appreciation, self-attention. And now we don't care about these external factors. We don't care if someone approves us or not. We don't care if someone gives us attention or not, because we know our self-worth. We know that we are living our values. And now we will be content, we will be happy with our life. Once we are happy, those material success will automatically follows. Now we are reversing the perspective. In the narrow vision of life, what we thought is we must build this life based on these material achievements, fame, fortune, etc. Then we will be happy. Then we will feel fulfillment. Now we reversed it. Now because I am living my values, I am already happy, and those material achievements will automatically follow. And that will actually be a definition of real, true success. And instead of having these inflexible desires, I must be something, otherwise I'm worthless, we should look at the opportunities life throws at us at every occasion. So constantly, life itself has a way, has a natural course of action. So even if we fail to become a doctor, or fail to become an engineer, or fail to get the job promotion, we must understand, we must try to understand life, why this happened, and try to look for the opportunities life is giving, look at the new direction life is giving in this particular moment. So instead of reacting to the situation, now we are understanding situation and trying to make the best out of the situation. That actually gives us more growth than being inflexible with our desires and with our wants. And finally, accept the fact that every pleasure is temporary, and every pleasure, don't need to be afraid of ending that pleasure, or don't have to work too hard to extend the pleasure. That's really important. Extending the pleasure cycle. We try too hard to extend the pleasure cycle. So if you watch one movie, we want to watch another movie, and the third movie, fourth movie. So that becomes a cycle because we want to keep the pleasure going on, but that will eventually end. Instead, if we accept the fact that this pleasure is going to end and will end the cycle, and we'll also have to accept that pain, we cannot avoid pain, we should always be ready to accept those challenges in life. I hope this helps. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.